Hi Deb. I met this guy on an online dating site. I like him and he said he likes me too, so why is he so flaky and leaving me on read? Matched with someone from online dating. From the jump he was a bit flaky in terms of arranging a time to speak on the phone, despite it being his suggestion. We eventually managed to speak on the phone and FaceTimed after and got on well. He was in regular contact and then all of a sudden didn't hear from him for a week. Sent him a message and locked him off and said I wouldn't accept flakiness from the offset and good luck to him. He sent me a very long message telling me he really enjoyed talking to and getting to know me, and there was a lot going on in his life but he still wanted to meet me. So we ended up meeting and got on so well. He texted me immediately after we left each other to say I was really beautiful and lovely and looked forward to seeing me again. We've met up 2 more times. Nothing has happened but a peck on the cheek, nothing intimate. Now all of a sudden, he's going up to 24 hours before he reads my WhatsApps. My last message remains unread since 3 p.m. yesterday when he was last online. I haven't tried to contact him again. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't think he has someone else on the go as we have met up and been in constant contact with each other. Is it reasonable to think perhaps he's got bored as nothing has happened after 3 dates? This isn't the first time he's taken over 24 hours to even open a message to read. I find it a bit rude but haven't said anything. Not sure whether to just lock him off again. I really like him and know he likes me too, just seems like a non-starter. What are your thoughts? Hi.
My thoughts are this. You started off by trying to set a boundary and saying, oh, I'm not going to accept this kind of nonsense. Yet, what did you do? You turned around and accepted it anyway. He hit you up with that flattery, oh, I'm so busy nonsense. It doesn't matter what his excuses are. If you're looking for someone who's going to be devoted to you and spend time with you and try to build a relationship with you, then you need time to do that. You need a person who's going to feel that it's important to do that and want to see you and spend time around you, getting to know you. Nothing about this situation shows me that this guy, quote, likes you as you say he does. Those are just words. When you look at a man's actions, that tells you what you need to really know. So let's go over this. So you started off by saying that you sent him this dramatic note talking about I'm not going to accept flakiness. Okay, what did you do that for? Do you really think somebody that you met online cares to get your admonishment about his behavior? He doesn't know you, lady. He doesn't give a shit about you. I was, I was reading that. I rolled my eyes so hard. You don't send people notes like that. You maintain your dignity and you move on. Okay, the second mistake that you made is that you seem to have some kind of expectations of this guy, like you two are in a committed relationship. He's leaves you on read and all this kind of stuff. You're not his girlfriend. What part of that do you not understand? You don't have the right to make any kind of demands on his time, energy, effort, put time limits on when he responds to your text or nothing. You're supposed to be dealing with so many different guys and dating different guys that you don't really notice if he responds to your text or not. And the fact that he didn't respond and then you reached out to him to send him this little funky note. I mean, by you doing that, you shifted the power over to him. It let him know that you were far more interested in him than he was interested in you. And he then knew how to play you because you did not demonstrate any kind of really high self-esteem or value in your worth by that move. Okay, so then we move on, and he tells you that he likes you and all stuff, and you're looking for some kind of intimacies to take place. Why would you think that that would be an appropriate thing to do when you've only spent a couple of hours with this guy, and he doesn't seem to be that great about communicating to you on a timely basis? His behavior, as you noted at the outset, is flaky. That's not somebody that you get intimate with. Okay, a man has to be at least consistent so that you feel like he's really putting in some effort and energy. What did you think, that sleeping with him was going to make him want to commit to you or something? This whole letter was really confusing to me. As I read it, I was scratching my head. Okay, then you say that, you're pretty sure that he doesn't have someone else on the go. What do you think he was doing that week when he wasn't communicating with you? Did you think he was just sitting around twiddling his thumbs, gardening, picking his nose? What did you think he was doing? He's on a dating site. He was busy with other women. That's what he was doing. And you worrying about him having someone else, like I said it earlier, is inappropriate because he's not your man. So whatever he does or whoever he does it with is none of your concern. You should have been busying yourself with other guys so that you wouldn't be tripping about him one way or another. And then you want to know if he got bored. He was never interested. I mean, he spent a little time with you just for the sheer entertainment value of it. But you never had any kind of relationship with this man because you texted with him a couple of times on WhatsApps and FaceTime and stuff. You feel like that's something? That's nothing. Unless you two sit down and have a real heart-to-heart and say, well, we're going to devote our time to each other. Let's build on this. And that foundation to do that would have been established long before this situation that presented itself where you're trying to figure out what happened. He would have been so consistent, so in your face, so devoting so much time and energy and effort into getting to know you and letting you get to know him. There would have never been any doubt in your mind what his intentions were. So all in all, this is a common mistake that a lot of women make. You are banking on what you feel is, I don't know, you're hoping you have potential. You're thinking that because you met him and that you liked him, that it's going to be a mutual thing and that you guys are going to move on to something deep and meaningful and loving and all this kind of stuff. It doesn't mean any of that. As you go through life, you'll meet hundreds of people that you vibe with, but for one reason or another, they're not going to make the cut to become a relationship partner. They're going to show you that they're a liar. They're going to show you they're cheat, they're flaky, they're silly. They misrepresented themselves. They're controlling, they're bossy, they're dominant, they're verbally or emotionally abusive. There's going to be a whole bunch of things you discover through the dating process about a man that will let you know that he's not the one for you. He's not Mr. Right. He's Mr. Next. So in this situation, this guy did not present, and from my point of view, as I'm seeing what you wrote, I don't see anything here that would have you banking on something developing that was meaningful. I see that you were hoping for something. You were wishing that something would happen. You were reading far too much into it. And his behavior and his words did not match. So in this situation, I want to repeat, I want to drill this home. When you're in a face with a situation where a man is behaving in one way but talking out the side of his neck and saying something else, go by what he does. Okay? Because, they can fake words, but it's really hard for them to fake actions for too long. Not saying a narcissist can't do it, but it's hard for them to maintain it for many, many, many months. So, take your time, lady. Take your time. Investigate the guy, ask lots of questions, and see how he performs over a period of time. 2 quick dates and in a couple of texts and phone calls, FaceTimes or whatever, is not enough for you to feel like you really know a man. Y'all need to slow down. You're sitting up when next thing you know, you're pregnant and having babies with some clown you met on an online dating site, moving in, and then you find out he's a fool, he's an abusive idiot, he's got secret dependencies and all kinds of nonsense is going on. And had you just taken your time, you would have found that out and saved yourself a whole bunch of drama. So I hope you learn a valuable lesson from this. Don't repeat this mistake. Slow down and make sure that you keep your irons in several fires so that you're not getting overly dependent on the attention of any one man until the two of you sit down and make a solid commitment to each other. That will be demonstrated in both behavior and words, okay? So everybody hit that like and subscribe button before you get up out of here. I'll see you tomorrow with the next video.